gosh! Why are there so many homeless people over there? It's freezing. They've probably been shivering for hours. What can we do? Question, Your Highness. In fact, we have recently conducted a study on homelessness, hoping to find more effective solution. Wow! Then tell me more about it.
Sure. Our research focused on the rising number of homeless individuals in the UK, analyzing the effectiveness and limitations of current policy, while proposing an innovative solution to address homelessness. We aim to answer three key questions. First, the causes and needs of current homelessness in the UK. Second, the advantages and disadvantages of current government assistance program. Third, the initial plans for setting up new shelters.
Before planning new shelters, it is essential to understand the root causes of the phenomenon. First, the rent. Due to the inflation, some people are no longer able to rent houses for themselves, leading to homelessness. Second, the no-fault eviction policy. This policy allows landlords to remove tenants without providing a reason. Third, racism. Some landlords refuse to rent houses to certain ethnic groups, making it harder for them to find stable housing. Fourth, unmet psychological needs. Many may assume homeless is self-inflicted. In fact, some have jobs but are abandoned by their family due to physical or mental reasons.
Next, we examine existing policy. On November 4, 2023, UK Home Secretary Sulia Behrman announced plans to introduce new laws restricting homeless individuals from using tents, which means they can't sleep on streets anymore.
Hey! What are you doing here? Go away! You can't sleep here! Go away!
However, these proposals spark widespread debate, prompting us to summarize key pros and cons. First, cleaner streets. Banning tents improves city hygiene. Second, encourage formal aid. Pushes homeless individuals to seek shelters and support service. Cons, harm the homeless. Leave them in harder conditions without alternatives. Second, doesn't solve the problem. Fail to address root causes such as housing shortage or poverty. Third, raises ethical concern. Seen as lacking compassion and may spark public backlash. Based on our analysis, we have proposed a more feasible and beneficial plan to address this issue. Building hopes.
Wow! Hopes! We have hopes! Finally! Each letter of hopes have profound meanings. H stands for homeless. O stands for opportunities. We provide various jobs, include shelter roles and local enterprise partnerships. P stands for partner. We provide safe and stable housing to reduce health and safety risks caused by the homeless. Once residents can afford independent living, they'll be asked to move out. E, S stands for emotional support. We provide specialized psychological and employment counseling, using AI-powered therapy to help them heal from trauma, combat isolation, and regain stability.
Wait, are we seriously buying brand new buildings? That sounds incredible. Real estate prices are sky high. Wouldn't that put a huge financial burden on the government?
Good point. And that's exactly why we are repurposing the existing empty buildings across the UK.
But what were those buildings originally used for? I mean, no one wants to sleep in an abandoned factory.
Actually, 27% of these buildings are vacant because tenants left, while 23% are because service closed. This tells us that these buildings were once fully functional and still have the potential to serve meaningful purposes again. But let me ask you something. Do you think just giving food and shelter is enough to truly help someone escape homelessness?
No, but most charities only focus on the physical needs such as food and shelter, and they forget that mental health are just as important.
So you're saying trauma and psychological struggles are major barriers?
Exactly. Many homeless individuals have experienced abuse, a lack of care, or serious loss. Without mental support, even the best housing plan can fail. That's why our shelters will also emphasize counseling and emotional recovery.
Interesting. But wouldn't that require a lot of trained professionals? That sounds expensive and hard to scale.
We thought about that too. That's why we plan to integrate an AI counseling system. It ensures confidentiality, reduce labor costs, and expand service reach. This software will conduct emotional analysis, identify mental health needs, and provide personalized advice, offering a more inclusive and sustainable mental health care solution.
AI? Like ChatGPT?
Sort of, but more advanced. Princess Anne, has anything been troubling you lately?
Yes, I can't remember certain things. It feels like part of my memory has been wiped. Keyword wipe detected. We recommend you start the window cleaning mission right now. Step 1. Grab a cloth and a cleaning spray. Step 2. Spray the cleaner onto the window. Step 3. Wipe the window. Wait, what are you saying? Negative emotion detected. We recommend you subscribe the 365 days of sad jokes. First joke of the day. What do you call a deer with no eye? No eye deer. Ha ha. That sucks. I don't want to use it anymore. Hey, I have another one. That's terrible. Is AI really working?
Of course! We just need to train the system. In fact, current AI technologies can already be used to create images. For example, here's an AI-generated image based on our ideal design, and you can also view it in the QR code.
The fourth floor has a counseling room and learning center. The third floor has separate male bedrooms and female bedrooms. The second floor has public bathrooms and a laundry room. The first floor has a kitchen, dining room, and social area. That's a perfect shelter!
Exactly! We're not just building a shelter, but also rebuilding their lives.
That concludes our presentation. Thank you!